Good morning, and welcome to Woohoo Wednesday. Also, my son's birthday. So, hey to Joe, if he sees this, happy birthday. How can I have a 29-year-old? That is my baby. Anyway, good morning. Going to be talking about customer care today. If you don't know me, my name's Helen Bullen. I'm a business mentor. Previously, though, owner of bricks and mortar businesses. I'm now a retired osteopath, retired in 2020, and I've been business mentoring for about 8 years. As people ask me how I ran my businesses so well, I have online courses. I have a stationery box I send out. I have a membership, the HB Club, and I have HB Inspired, which is my mastermind. Also have, I forget, HB retreats that I run every April. So that's me, a bit about me and my business acumen. I quite like that. Although it makes me sound a cumin, and I like that too. Right, so sorry about the light glare today. Having glasses is always a bit of a problem, but I'm just going to ignore it. You're just going to have to bear with it. And I've just turned my chair around today. So sometimes people, they say, where are you going live from? This is my lounge that I sit in. I'm just sitting at a slightly different angle. So good morning. I'm loving the woohoos. If you've never watched me before, what people tend to do on social media is they'll put the longest woohoo they can get. And I think I've got a tie with Daniela and Rebecca so far, putting the woohoos, although I've got some high fives from Rebecca as well. So thank you so much for that. So we're going to talk about customer care today. And this has come from a little story that I have from literally, I was going to say yesterday, but it is literally yesterday, me in, shall we say, an economy brand supermarket. And I don't feel I got good customer care. So I thought, it'd be a really good live to do because I'm all about customer care. And when I've had service-based businesses, which I still have, I believe in going over and above in serving your customers. I don't believe in being a pushover and being walked over if somebody's rude. I do believe, though, that I want to give really good value for what I give and overserve and surprise people with the amount I give. And it's not all about, I'm trying to say that in a way, the reason I'm pausing is I'm trying to say that it's not that I don't charge enough. It's just the little things that you can do that make people feel happy and wanted and valued. And anybody I work with, I always want them to feel that. Now, the story from yesterday is a story of how bad word of mouth will spread. So I would say, over the last few months, I've been in quite a few businesses where I've had really good customer care. I have not once thought about coming on here and talking about how good the customer care was. Not once. Bad customer care, straight away, I'm like, I need to tell people about this. This is awful. And so I'm going to tell you the story and tell you what I did. But I want you to get a sense of how bad word of mouth is something you need to avoid like the plague, because it will go round like the plague. Whereas good word of mouth, you want to be developing and having it. And actually, I want excellent word of mouth. That will travel, but not as fast. So yesterday, lunchtime, I nipped out to do a shop, and I'll say it's in an economy brand supermarket that I've shopped in many times. I don't need all bells and whistles. I don't need people to curtsy as I go in. I don't need to particularly to be tidy on the shelves. I just needed to be good produce. So I nipped in there and thought, I'm going to go, the parking's free. I'm going to go in here. And I went round, got my shop, all good, no problems there. Even something from the middle aisle. How many of you have ever tempted? I'm not normally. I bought some storage boxes from the middle aisle, from my wardrobe, my walk-in wardrobe. Anyway, I digress. I get to the checkout and all is good. I unpack my shopping, and I remember I unpack, and I'm pretty methodical anyway, but I hadn't got loads. Only, sometimes you have more than the conveyor belt will have. I probably had a third of the conveyor belt. Didn't put my stuff out, cold stuff first, whatever. And the little man behind me, really sweet, old man, he tapped me on the shoulder and said, I'd like you to do my shop, he said. You're fantastic. You're so organised. I've got my bags and things. I'd just like to be fast and furious. So that was nice. So I was in a good mood. I wasn't even in a bad mood. And then I had a lady in front of me who wanted to go and get something, which was fine. But she sort of, I don't know, coughed a little bit and grumbled that my trolley was in the way. Well, I was right behind her in the queue. So I moved it out of the way. I said, oh, thank you. She comes back, grumbles at me again, moves my trolley out of the way, which wasn't in the way. So I'm thinking, oh, she's having a bad day. Then I get somebody come behind me and go, excuse me, pushes past me. So I automatically, in my very Helen way, go, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing. I am next in the queue. So she comes past. Then I notice this woman is in the uniform of said supermarket. So she obviously thinks, as somebody that's employed there, with her 2 discounted pizzas, I could see that she was going to push through. Now, to be honest, if she'd said to me, oh, excuse me, it's my lunch hour. I'm just telling my story of bad customer care. If she'd have said to me, excuse me, do you mind if I just pop through? And normally I'm the person that looks behind, and if somebody's got one thing, I say, go in front of me. If she just said, excuse me, can I just go through? Because it's my lunch hour and I need to get, I'd have said yes. As it was, she pushed past. So I'm like, well, maybe there's a policy here that staff can get through first. Okay. Then they start this whole conversation about whether she can get discount with her discount card. So these staff members, and one of them looks like a manager. She's constantly talking through her headphones, telling everybody she doesn't want to be on the till. Get me off the till. I shouldn't be on the till. Blah, blah, blah. Really rudely, almost like I don't want to serve the next customer, which is what she was saying. I'm starting to take that a bit personally. So already my hackles are up on this customer care. These two are still going on. Then there comes out this loyalty card, or must be a work card, that the woman says, oh, my work card's run out. And the other one goes, well, it won't work anyway because you got discount. So they have this whole back and forth. No, it will. Somebody did it the other day. Put in the code. Puts in the code. You know how long it takes to put in a code when you've got a loyalty card? Puts that in. No, it won't work. Okay, I'll use mine. So they're having this whole conversation. No, sorry, thank you for waiting, which I would have done. It's common courtesy to do customer care. The reason I'm talking about this, because I'm talking about customer care today, and this is a pure example of bad customer and how it could have been saved so easily. Number one, the person coming past me pushing in the queue who worked there could have said, would you mind if I just squeeze through? Or, sorry, it's a X supermarkets policy that we can just come through if we've only got a couple of things. I would have said, yes, absolutely. Go and do your lunch hour. I haven't got a rush because I work for myself. I can be out here as long as I like. Fine, I would have done that. But no, they have this whole conflict. Not one of them, neither of them looked up to say, sorry about this. Sorry, we're taking a long time. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Again, that would have pacified me. I would have been, oh, fine. You know, everything's happened. Fine. I'm pretty laid back to a point. Anyway, so they carry on, and then they eventually get through. And in the end, she pays, I think, 68p or something for these flipping. I was like, I could have just bloody put it on my shopping bill at this rate. Anyway, she goes off. It's fine. Then the woman who's doing the checkout doesn't look up. This is the point that I think customer care would have kicked in. And she said, thank you so much for waiting. She went, yeah. And she threw my shopping through. She didn't look at me in the eye, threw my shopping through. And there's not a very big space at the end. I'm packing because I'm organized. The man behind me has already told me I'm organized. I'm packing it. Doesn't look up. So I think I'm going to test this. I roll my eyes at her. Those who work with me know I can roll my eyes. I'm just like that. Because she's rude. My lime is thrown off the end of the thing. I am gathering my shopping, putting it in. Anyway, we get to the end. She goes, I don't know what, £72. £72. So I'm still packing the last bit of my shopping. So she didn't know that because she's not looked up at this point. She is still speaking to somebody on the thing. Somebody comes behind her. She goes, no, you can't come and talk to me here. She was just horrible. I kept thinking maybe she's having a bad day. And I was like, this is all in front of the customers. And can you see how if she'd have just held back a bit or said, could you wait just a minute? I'm just serving somebody. Or said to me, oh, sorry about this. I've just got to get something sorted. I am all good for that. Nothing, no eye contact, nothing, just shoving my shopping. She didn't even look where it was going. It could have been landing on the floor for all she knew. I get my shopping in. She barks at me the price. So I think, well, I'll carry on packing my last things and she barks at me again, doesn't look up, just barks, £75. So I just tap it and it pays. She goes, thanks, and shoves my receipt at me. Now I'm livid. As she's saying thanks to me, she's on that mic going, get me off here. I don't want to be in here. I'm serving clients. I didn't say clients. I'm serving, I can't what she said. It was quite a derogatory term for people. And I was just like, I can't believe. So I just shrugged my shoulder. The man behind me is going like this, the elderly man. And it was just such bad behavior, which then prompted me. So this is the thing about poor customer service. What do I do then? I'm thinking, I'm livid with you and you're a manager and you've made me feel like X. I've just spent amount of money in here. I don't need bells and whistles, but actually you looking at me in the face would be quite nice at one point. And it wasn't, please don't say to me, was she somebody that couldn't do that? No, she certainly could, because she looked at everybody else that she was talking to, the woman with the pizzas, the man that came up, she looked at them, right? She just wasn't interested in me. I was just something she had to get done. Which maybe I am in her head. But in customer care terms, what you need to do is just put on that mask. I used to say to people, if you're not really good enough to be at work, if something is so bad in your life, don't go in. But if you are in, you have to play a part. And I was an osteopath for years, and I went through a divorce, I went through house moves, all sorts of things. But I would not open that door to let somebody in and go, get in here. I'd be like, come in, how are you? I'd make it all about them. Now, of course, she's not quite as service-based, but what she could have done, all she needed to do was a couple of times. The first one needed to say, excuse me, would you mind? I'm not going to mind. The second one should have said to me, thank you for waiting. Third one, she should have said, thanks very much, and looked me in the face when I came to pay. That's all I needed. What do? No, I go home. And if you've never done it, look at receipt. You can quite often win money, and I've done this before. They asked you to do a survey. So I thought, if there's a survey on the bottom of that receipt, I'm filling it in. And it ain't going to be 5 stars. So I go to the receipt, I look it up, I take my time. If it was good customer care, and maybe I should more, would I have taken the time to do that? I'm not sure. And maybe I should have done, because I think you should reward people that are good too. I was like, no, I'm taking time to do this. Get on, fill in the survey. It's all, for the food and stuff, it was all 4 or 5 stars. I'm happy. For the service, 1. I couldn't do less than that, but 1. Then they said, anything else you want to tell us? Oh yeah, I have. So I wrote all that down and sent it and thought, I'm just going to do this. I did have a thought with myself in the car, what do you want to get out of this? And I did think, well, I don't really want to get the women in trouble, so I haven't said where she was. I didn't say I thought she was a manager. And I just put it through and just thought, I just want somebody to realize that you have to think about it. And I think it's good learning. So good word of mouth. How do we get good word of mouth? It is damn simple. That's why I get so annoyed about it. Okay. Good word of mouth is easy to come by. You are kind to your clients and empathetic, whatever. If they come in a bad mood, you are still kind and empathetic. You may think other things. You have the full permission to do that. And of course, I'm not a pushover. I had somebody once that was rude to one of my reception staff, and I found out after she'd gone. And the next time she came in, we had words. And I found out there was something going on in the world. I didn't just say, we're going to have words. I said, oh, yeah, okay, last time. I think the receptionist was a little bit anxious about how you spoke to her. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. And it turned out that her husband was ill. See you later, Daniela, that's fine. So good word of mouth, how to get it is you need to be excellent. Good is not good enough, all right? Being good is not good enough. You need to be excellent. You need to overserve your clients. And that doesn't mean by giving them extra time or giving them extra products, but a smile, a helpful hand with the bag. Somebody used to come in sometimes with a wet coat. We'd hang their coat up. One of the best stories I have, and it is one I tell a lot, but one of the best stories I have, one of my reception staff, when I was taking a customer into the clinic, the customer, I didn't realize, in reception had sat and said, she was an elderly lady, I can't get a fridge freezer to fit the space. Would you believe it's this space and I can't get anybody locally to deliver or whatever, and I need it in the next few days. So my receptionist, without me knowing, I'm treating half an hour. We come back out. She has printed off a list of all the people that stock said freezer that would fit, the local one, the one that would deliver the next day, the different prices, and gave it to my customer. That is amazing customer care. She didn't have to do it, but she did it. And my customer's so pleased. So over-serving is a great way to give good customer care. Also, I think giving people what they expect, what they've signed up for. I've signed up for courses before, and not many. Most of the courses I've signed up have been good, but I've signed up to a couple, and it's been all frills and singing and dancing on the sales. And you get in the course and you're like, this is rubbish. And this isn't actually what you said you were going to give me. If I give a course, I give the outcomes, I give the what's going to happen, and I give it. If I'm going to say I'm going to turn up, like I'm doing the 10-10 challenge right now, I will turn up and I will give value, the value you expected and beyond. And if I'm not, I'm willing to have a chat and say, I'm sorry, do I need to compensate you? Do you want a refund? I am there for that. That's how you must be. Always smile, always be courteous, all right? Even if the client is coming at you in anger, all right? And there will sometimes be people that are angry at your business, and it doesn't mean it's necessarily a fact, but there are times, especially if you have a lot of clients through, you will get some form of complaint. So you need to be prepared. So have a clear complaints procedure. How do people make a complaint? Because it gives you a structure. So if somebody says, I want to make a complaint, you go, okay, I'm going to send you our email. Here's our system for complaining. Or can I help you today? Or mornings, Tracy, nice to see you on. How can I help you? But have a clear complaints process. If you're somebody like me, when I used to be an osteopath, I had to make sure that people also know they could complain to the General Osteopathic Council, like the Dental Council or the Medical Council. They could actually go above me and complain if they had a complaint. And I had to make sure they knew where to find that. So my complaints procedure legally had to have it in. But I then knew that I had to give such a good service that I wasn't worried about that. Because if anybody complained, there's going to be nothing they could say about me that was real. I could defend it, and I never had that sort of complaint. So I'm going to say touch wood, but actually I was really good at what I did. And I was always conscientious and I always did my best. I think that's what you do in business. People make mistakes sometimes. Sometimes if you've got products get broken. I don't mind that. I have a company that I use for a lot of my glassware and my mirrors and stuff. And I got 2 glasses came broken. So I sent them a photo and they said, that's great. In fact, they come in packs of 4. We'll send you another 4. I didn't quibble it. I just said, there you go. Yeah, have it. I've had Amazon, and I know there's a lot of good and bad about Amazon, but Amazon before, I had a parcel that didn't turn up. I said, it really is, it was around Christmas. It's not turned up. I need it. They said, don't worry, we'll send you another one. And it came the next day. They didn't quibble. Can you prove you haven't got it? And I couldn't prove I haven't got it because I hadn't got it. So good customer care and having a good complaints process is a good way to do it. Now, you don't want to be a pushover. And you never want to react in anger. So sometimes somebody might come and say something to you about your business and you think that is not true. They might give you a Google review that's not true. There are people out there who will leave 1-star Google reviews and never been to your business. And we've had that happen in my HB club. And the best way to do it is to show people how you react. So a Google review is great because you can reply in public. And all you say is, I'm so sorry you felt that way. I have checked our records and you've actually never shopped with us. But if you would like to, please let me know. If you want to discuss this, please let me know. But we can't see you on our records. Or, I'm sorry you feel this way. Please get in touch. We'd love to speak to you. Here's our email address. Reply in a place of kindness and empathy. And other people will see that. And when I had somebody once that complained that our in between the clinic rooms was noisy. And it was true. When I researched it, because I didn't say, that's not true, our clinic is quiet. I researched it and I said, okay, who was in the clinic at this hour? What was going on? The reception said, one of the physios had somebody in and their kids were outside the door running up and down outside. So we're like, okay, that is true. So we just went straight back to the clients. We are so sorry. We have just found this out, but how about you come in and during a lunchtime when it's client and we'll give you a complimentary session. So we sorted it. But we sorted it in a calm way. We didn't go, that's not true. I had an allegation once from another therapist. Somebody had treated somebody's knee and then they said the other knee hurt and they hadn't touched that knee except for examination. And then they sent us a letter saying that they'd been skiing. So they were able to ski. The other knee was fine, the one that was hurting that came in. And I actually examined them as well and saw that there was nothing wrong. And they went skiing and they could ski. So they were able to ski, but they couldn't do the moguls. It's like, you can ski, your knee isn't that bad. And you never had that knee pain before. And actually, when I just approached it and said, look, you wouldn't be skiing if there was a problem. The examination was perfectly done. And come in and see me and I'll do an examination. Once I did all that, they were fine. They were absolutely fine. And actually it was something to do with their ski boots. You can sort out a problem, but never respond in the same tone. If somebody's angry at you, the worst thing you can do as a business owner is to pour petrol on that fire and respond in anger. So that's the end of my teach day. It was a long-winded one today, but I hope you see how one little action of maybe being a bit dismissive to your clients or not listening or even reacting in an angry way can lead to somebody telling everybody on social media. You don't want that. You don't want that. And I haven't named anybody today because I don't want to do that. But it was a really good example of bad customer care and how with really simple things, it needn't have been like that. So thanks for listening. If you've enjoyed it, please share it. Please put some comments in. I'll come back and answer you later. I now am going to have another cup of coffee because I've been up since 5, working with the 10-10 challenge at 6:30. Got in the shower in between. I hope you're impressed. Literally 20 minutes in and out. And I'm back now to just sit and chill for half an hour. Right, have a great day. And I'll be back hopefully on Monday, definitely on Wednesday for Woohoo Wednesday. And I will speak to you all soon. I'm going to wave to whoever's on there, which is cool. Speak to you soon. If you've liked it, please direct message me and let me know. Speak to you later. Right, so goodbye to Instagram. My lovely people on Facebook. Sorry, you got my arm there pressing the buttons. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. And go and make sure your customer care is great. Make sure you've got a complaints procedure, something there that you can know what to do. And it's much easier then to respond and get a great resolution. Complaints don't have to be a bad thing. And customer care can be excellent. It's just a matter of doing really simple, small things. Right. Speak to you soon. Hope you've enjoyed it. Bye.